Hello everyone, Prisco here, and welcome back to the Doomsday Zone. This is basically the last level you get in the entire game that you play as Sonic. And Sonic only. Now the whole premise of this opening part is to let you get as many rings as possible while still avoiding everything that's coming your way. Not gonna lie, I probably won't be able to avoid it all, but I can dream, right? Of course, the dream died right there. Nothing can really hurt you at this point. It's more or less, all this is really just a massive time stall. But it, oddly enough, will help guide you to the optimal path for rings. For the most part. So yeah, we're going to sit back here and just get as many rings as possible, because there is going to be a fourth segment coming up here soon. Okay, I think this is now the point where we're going to start moving forward. Yep, here we go. So once you're comfortable enough, move forward, and get ready to fight the Death Egg Robot again. And by the way, you can use jump to kind of push yourself around and forward, but once again, it's another Sonic game where only Sonic can have fun with the with the ultimate boss. There probably are mods that made it get so other characters can do this fight too, but it's probably a weird ROM modding thing that you would have to do, and I don't know. Old Man Scooter doesn't know how to mod ROMs very well. Could you not? Come down here. Hit your brilliant creator in the face, please. Make it so you can't see the light of day ever. Perfect. So there's phase 1 done. Now phase 2 is going to be a little weird. So seeing as we have almost no rings already. He's still carrying the Master Emerald. So, while going through space and collecting your rings, you want to be catching back up to him. And hitting him in the face. Now, like I said, keep an eye on your rings, because you're going to need to manage those. Oh boy. Which I have not. Yes, I get it. I'm screwing up. You let me get some of these rings. I will stay back and work on getting these rings then. How's that game? Now it's going to be like this forever. There we go. Okay. We're just going to go for a rush. Go for an attack. Alright. Get some more rings. Alright. Oh, there was some more back there. There's a couple up there. Oh, this is getting dire. Did not plan out my ring conservation at all. There we go. Popped him. Hit him again. Thankfully, he doesn't regenerate, really. So you can kind of just rush at him for the most part. Ow. So you can do that and slow you down by quite a bit. Oh, there went 3 rings. There went more rings. And there goes me. Dang it. So you do have to do it all over again. I guess I'll meet you once we get at a more comfortable place. I'm going to work on getting 100 rings at this point so I don't screw this up, because, man, am I bad. Not wrong that I'm bad, by the way. I have proven many times that I am wrong. Case in point. Whatever, I'll stop talking. I'll meet you up there. At phase 2. Alright, and here we are at stage 2 once again, but with more rings on our side. So now I can be kind of dumb and just kind of bum rush them. As long as I don't get caught up in that. Holy cow. I think it's roughly like aiming for the face area, but I think you just gotta hit the majority of the body area. So yeah, the whole Super Sonic fights the super final boss thing, you know, started with Sonic 3 as well. So, as I said, I don't hate Sonic 3, but there's very few things that Sonic 3 revolutionized. This being one of them. Anyway, that is the end of Sonic 3 Knuckles. That is the best ending you could possibly get at this point. There's no possible better ending to get, because Sonic has to be the end-all be-all to the game. So, some final thoughts on the game itself. First off, I'm going to put it on the table again, that if you guys really want like a Knuckles playthrough of it 100%, I won't say no. But keep in mind that if that does come along, it might not be for a little while, so just give a breather. But B, it'll be a lot of the same content, just different starts and ends to stages for the most part. It doesn't really deviate until the start of the game, the start of each stage, the end of each stage, and the end of the game itself. So, food for thought on those who have or have not been pondering that idea. And don't worry, you aren't going to break my heart if you say, no, don't do it. Yeah, trust me, you won't break my heart. The other thing that I'm going to... but now the actual final thoughts. I personally never got the chance to do this particular kind of run where, you know, where you get to play, where you play the whole game, where you play two games combined together to make one gigantic game that has more content packed into it, thanks to a little bit of tinkering with a certain cartridge. Like I said, at one point, it is basically the first really well-known attempt at DLC or an expansion pack, really, was with this particular cartridge. Other games may have tried to build off of previous games in the series and whatnot, and made it feel like a continued experience, but this one was really the true deal of, you got one game, and then about a year later, maybe 2 years later, the company is like, alright, so here's this other game that can be played separate, but if you combine it with your Sonic 3 game, you get a massive game that expands 14 levels. Which was unprecedented at the time. It's like 14 levels? Holy crap, that's a lot of places to go! But nowadays, it does fall short a little bit, because, well... nowadays, 14 levels, God, this better have some score attack or time attack mode in it, because otherwise this is going to be the most pitiful game in existence. Which kind of speaks a lot to the forward thinking of gaming as a whole. But let's not get into the history of gaming discussion or anything like that. Let's actually sign this out. So, I want to thank everybody that did watch this series at whatever point you came in. So, like I said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the series, let me know with the whole likes and subscribes and all that fun mumbo jumbo and whatnot. And I'll shortly after I get done working on this project, if I'm not already in the middle of something else on a main project, I'll start working on another side series for you guys. That's another re-established, rethought up game that was on the Game Boy, if that made any cognitive sense. Seizure for the camera. So yes, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next side project, whatever that might be. Take care, everybody.